welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, tell a friend. Okay, so on the docket today, we have Family Karma CF8, the Auntie Bunch. I was bored, except for the
Yeah,
aunties get together.
it was boring.
I don't know
It
how
was literally
Bali is big and grown and living with her mama. I don't get
I
it. I
mean,
don't get it,
I didn't care
but
about. Is it me or do we not? Okay, so here's the thing for me. The only thing of remote interest, and I say remote, I mean barely, was the fact that Monica and Anisha like kind of talk a little bit. I'm like, okay, good job, Monica. You understand. You need to get on Anisha's plan. Get on the Anisha plan. That's how you do it. And the conversation between the aunties, that held my interest for a little bit because they was going at
Mhm.
it, and I was like, this is what I need on my screen. Was it
Mhm.
even
Anisha planning
even
her fashion show. I was interested in that.
yes, and even what, even Vishal and Risha them signing the house thing, I didn't care about that. And y'all
That was
forgive me,
fake.
whoever you. Here's the thing. Yes, it was fake, but forgive me for saying this, but I kind of don't care. It would have been more interesting had she not shown up.
True.
Sorry,
True.
sorry.
But I and she's sitting down there and she's like, "Okay, I've got half interest in a piece of property that I didn't have to put any money towards, and I still haven't signed the marriage certificate, and you're looking like a big punk." Like, I'm not liking her. Like, I at first I understood her hesitation, but now it instead of hesitation, it more seems like spiteful vengeance, punishment, and petty.
I agree with you because I'll speak for myself. I was very team Risha and Lopa at the beginning of the season when we could see what Shaw was doing. He wasn't acting right, wasn't doing what a man needs to do. I'm like, okay, Risha, I see your point of view. But as she kept holding things over his head and dragging it out, I'm like, you know what? Now I'm mad at you again. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
It's
do that.
almost as if she's doing what her mom did.
But not as well. And it's on
Well,
camera. And it's on camera. See, Lopa did
true.
her mess before TV.
Yeah, but why are you going to repeat your mother's same mistake and wind up bitter and alone like your mama?
I agree.
Okay. It just doesn't make any sense. But I have no interest in Risha. I still like Vishal. I just want to hurry up and see the second wedding, which is Amrit and Nicholas. Um, I'm so interested in Anisha and hoping she can really get something done with her business because after she says she's spent like over $400,000 and this is her last shot, I'm like, girl, you need to recoup some of that, at least half of it. My God. Hi, Blavy. So I want to see that happen to her for her. As to having the rest of the gang walk in the show, I could care less. I could care less about her and Monica being friends at this point because I don't like Monica. I could care less. Monica, like, she got a man out in Arizona
On
and she's
lockdown.
about to get married. And Monica is still struggling with a little high school boy that's in the bro code with Brian. Like,
But let's be
two
fair.
different
Let's be fair.
levels.
Right, but let's be fair though. Let's be fair. It
Mm.
took Anisha a long time and a 12-year relationship to get where she is. Let's be fair to Monica. Now,
But let's all be fair here. Much like Lopa, she wasn't on TV back then, so I don't care. I'm only caring about these past 3 seasons.
but it still took Anisha a good 3 seasons. Now, Monica, listen to me, baby. Chicken snacks, chicken pie snacks. Look, you got one more season. You got one more season. So I gotta cut you loose. Now she is
No.
boring. She's boring. Like we pointed this out, is because she keeps trying to do this perfect Indian thing. She needs to let that mess go. This is why she's annoying. This is why we don't care about her. Let's be honest. We don't care about you because you keep trying to play this role. Quit trying to live up to expectations that aren't your own and get your life together. You run around here with a dude who's not getting ready to get married, and we all see this. And
But she does
I,
too, and I think that's what's irritating me.
I'm not a fan of ultimatums. I really don't believe they work in a relationship. But when you sat down with the person you're with and you told them what you want for your life, and they don't seem to be willing to give it to you, I really think it's fair to say, hey, my dude, I'm 30. I want to have children. I want to be married, preferably in the right or the quote unquote right order. Can you commit to this or not? And you just tell them either you commit to this or you don't, and we go our separate ways. And she needs to put her foot down. Like whatever Louboutins, Gucci, whoever she got in her closet, put that heel down and let him know where you stand. Because I'm not gonna look at her another season and she's still with Rish, and they're not even living together yet. I'm not interested.
I'm not even going to accept the living together because she could be bought by a little Lady Dior bag. Forget
Okay.
about looking at Anisha. You need to look at Bali because she got two husbands down the can already and working on the third. Like she's doing something right with her little restocking of the husband shelves. Like, what are you doing?
I have a question for you, and this is petty
Yeah.
and superficial.
Well, that's
Is
what we
it wrong of
specialize
me?
in.
Is it wrong of me to be mad at Monica that she was only bought off by a Lady Dior bag? It wasn't even Hermes or Birkin, one of those people. I'm just
Well, look, he wasn't going to spend that kind of money on her. Like a base bag is
hold on.
15 grand.
Okay, let me back up a little bit. Let me back up. Okay, so I found a bag similar to the one Monica has.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Monica, I'm not mad at you.
Lady
Much.
Dior is a couple of grand. Don't get me wrong.
Hers is about between 5,600 and 6,100 according
Is
to
it the
Google.
baby? Because I think she has the baby
Yeah,
one.
yeah. It's the baby. It's the baby.
Okay. So, I
And this
mean, she
okay,
didn't do bad,
right?
but you were bought off with a purse, even though 2 episodes ago you had red flags. And you threw down ultimatums, you telling everybody that he blew past the 30-year-old deadline, when her birthday deadline.
Mm-hmm.
um and he got you right back in the pocket with a Lady Dior. Okay. Okay.
I guess my whole thing is, I like if he's gonna buy you something like that. I just I'm not really into the Lady Dior stuff as far as like knowing what they're worth. Do Lady Dior's gain value over time? Are they one
It's
of
a
those
it's a
bags?
special bag because that bag was named something else when it first came out, and Princess
Okay.
Diana had one, and
Mm.
after her
Mm-hmm.
death it was renamed as Lady Dior after Lady Diana Spencer. So
Okay.
it's a popular bag, it's a historic bag. She's
Okay.
got a Lady Dior, not the original.
Of course
What
not.
was the original bag called? Coquette, some shit like that, some French name. It was called. It was really cute, and Dior was smart and sent her one, and she started walking around with it.
Oh, it's either pronounced cuckoo or choo choo.
Choo choo. Yeah, that's it. Choo choo.
I mean, she did okay in the bag department. But my concern, the Steve, Monica, we spend too much time on you, but this just lets you know how bad the rest of the episode was. Um, don't get caught up. Don't get caught up. Let him try to buy you back with trinkets. Because what's going to happen is this: every time you bring up marriage, or whatever, he's going to throw a trinket at you.
But there is a benefit to that because I was in a relationship like that, and I my trinkets were jewelry. So you do amass quite a collection depending on the fuck up that
See,
you in a
but
relationship with.
see, that's what I was thinking about. I'm like, well, but see, here's the thing with Rish. With him, he seems cool, but he's not gonna give you what you want, and then you're gonna be mad. She'll resent him in a couple of years because you keep going around this pattern of behavior. It's not working. It's not working for you. Um, my thing is, if you what you need to do is like kind of just date him a little bit, and then find you a nice little 45-year-old.
I don't know. Like my Rish seems like a really nice guy,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't seem mature enough.
Oh, he's not there. No, 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 no.
And like you say, he's not there. He's not ready. Um, and I don't and there's a thing about lying. She said, "Oh, he lies about little things." That set off flags for me. Cuz little things, like if it's so easy to lie about little things and he got you comfortable knowing that he lie about little things, how you going to know when he lying about the big things?
Exactly. Exactly. Speaking of maturity, let's kind of
Mm.
segue to Brian. Oh, Brian! Brian made me chuckle this episode because
Mhm.
he took him and his mom went to look for him a place. Very nice job. I like it.
Mhm.
I love the place, but it was just hilarious because I think he sees Avni at the party,
Mhm.
and he's still trying to get him some Avni. I hollered because she was keeping it chill, keeping it cool. And he's like, like he's telling
He
me I'm looking
still
for my
want to
place.
bag it. He
Right, he's
still
like,
want to bag it. He's
I'm
too
looking for my place.
immature. And let me tell you something. He's paying $2,500 in rent every month for that apartment. Down here, he could pay a mortgage.
Mortgage. Yeah,
He
that was
could
my
pay a
first.
mortgage. I don't understand this.
That was my first thought. I'm like, that's mortgage money, down there, and I was just laughing because when Omni asked like, how do your roommates feel about you moving out? I hollered. I'm like, but this Brian,
And
she's
that
just
is
too
why
much
I
for
love
you.
Avni. That is
She,
why I
she,
love Avni.
she's too much for him. She's too much for him. Like she ate him up
Hmm.
for that one comment, and he's like, you can like come over and like and visit. Brian, stop, stop. You can
I
come
don't
over
know.
and visit.
I don't know. Okay,
I just
so
thought that was a nice scene. I just hollered because he was trying.
you know what? I think we enjoy Avni because she is a breath of fresh air to this show. And she's mature. She knows what she wants. She's not afraid to go after it. She seems successful. She's got her own place. Like she's the successful Anisha.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. No, I got what I got what you're saying.
Is it like business wise? She's the successful Anisha, and that's why if they come back for another season, I wouldn't mind Anisha finding a man, a serious guy, and doing a really quickie marriage like Anisha in front of Brian.
You mean
And
Omni, right?
Monica still sit there, huh?
You mean Omni, right?
Yeah, Avni. I want her
Okay.
to do an Anisha, find a man, a serious man, and do a quick wedding, and do it in front of Brian and Monica while Monica's still waiting for a ring.
You just messy. That's all.
What does Monica do?
I mean, she's gonna keep messing around with Reese, and either here's what's gonna happen: either she's gonna keep messing around with Reese, or she's gonna break up with him due to family pressure. It's one of the two, and there's no option.
Which
There's no
family
other option.
pressure though? Who's going to
Her
pressure
dad,
her?
her dad,
Oh, you think so?
her
Cuz right now
the
he's on the
Indian,
marriage train.
the Indian pressure. I'm saying like she's going to. It's like she's gonna put him into a corner to where he has to marry her, or she's gonna break up with him because
Mm.
I don't think she wants to break up with him. But I think the overriding factor in her attitude is the pressure she feels from her dad and the Indian culture. I really do feel that for her. Because here's the thing, I don't dislike her as a person. I think what I think my issue with her is that I feel like she's restraining herself, holding herself back, and not being really honest. Like she's not for me, she's not being forceful enough and taking enough control of her own life. That's just my opinion on it.
I don't dislike her as a person. I just don't. My spirit doesn't come to her character on this show. Um, and the only reason why is that she sees all of the red flags, but chooses to put on her rose colored glasses and ignore them for the sake of a relationship. And if she was 21, I could probably understand that. But now you're
Mm-hmm.
30 going on 31, and you're getting older. You know exactly what you want. You've stated it enough on this show to us,
Mm-hmm.
and yet you're still making excuses for someone who isn't there. And you trying to make us think that he is.
Exactly. I agree with that. I think, and I get where you're coming from. Like, she's not a spirit that you gravitate to. I just, for me, like I said, like it's just like she's not taking enough control and making like she's not making her own decisions. She's going off of outside influence, but she should be going off her own instinct.
Okay. So let's get to the auntie party where Mr. Patel and Raj are also one of the aunties. Gotta love it. Um, okay, so here is it bad that I can see both Lavina's and Dharma's perspective in this over Risma's behavior?
Well, no, because when you break it down as base points, is Lavina is saying like, you know what, she had it was a big wedding. Most of the guests were from her side of the family, so she was pulled in more directions than Lopa. I see that, but I see Dharma's side in the fact that like, hey, like we're really good friends. We go way back. Like the least you could do, is come speak to me. Because here's my whole thing: when you have your close circle of friends who've always been there for you, for those people who actually show up to a destination wedding, those are the people you really want to make sure you acknowledge them. Say, hey, thank you for being here. I'm going to be a little bit stretched, but I'll come find you at some point. And that's all you have to do. I think in Dharma's situation, she felt like she wasn't even acknowledged. I
That's
think
why I
it's just how
said
she's
I can
feeling.
see both of their points of view.
Mm-hmm.
But then when Mrs. Patel threw out that ace and said, well, I heard through the grapevine that Risma had a VIP list and Lavina was on it, but you wasn't on it, Dharma. And then they showed the clips of Dharma going, hi, and Risma turning around and going someplace.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh, oof, oof, oof. But here's the thing. At those at an Indian wedding, yes, you have like they're always big, but you have to make your guests feel welcome. And this is why eventually by the end of that scene, I was on Dharma's side. Dharma felt slighted. It wasn't going to take anything off of Risma to tell her hi and thank her for coming. But she kept
Right.
on ignoring Dharma. And it seems like Risma well, she does have beef with Dharma, but she's letting it overflow into a big social event that could hurt her relationships within the community. Right. And then I know Lavina was really trying to be impartial and trying to help out her friend. But when she went outside and called and spoke with Rishma's husband
Mm-hmm.
and then decided to say, you know what, I'm not staying here because I'm not going to talk about one of our friends if she's not there. Y'all gossip all the time and y'all talk about each other whether y'all are there or not. It just didn't go over well. And then her justification of Reesma's behavior was, look, I have my son's wedding coming up, and don't expect me to be saying hi to all of you because I'm going to be in a state of panic and da 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 da. Stop. Stop. Because you and your husband aren't going to behave the same way as Reesma and her husband did. So, and I'm not saying that her husband was ignoring anybody, but you're two different personalities, two different couples,
Hmm.
two different wedding scenarios. So, don't align yourself with behavior that people have a problem with before your event.
I agree.
You know, I think Lavina should have been like, I think she should have voiced that maybe we shouldn't talk about this behind her back, and that you need to sit down with Risma and talk to her about how you feel.
Hmm.
I think, and like take Chitra, take Chitra. But then again, Risma, she's she has this pettiness against Dharma because Dharma tried to reconcile her with Lopa last year, right?
Right. That's my opinion.
Take Raj. Take Raj as the mediator, and he would get it sorted out in an unoffensive way. Oh no. Hi, Yanni. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Susan. Um, but yeah, the argument at the Patels was the highlight of the episode for me. That and the rats that are in the backyard of Amrit and Nicholas's house.
The rat was so cute. He was a special guest star. It's okay.
I didn't say it was cute. Well,
But
it is
when he,
Miami.
when he's like, oh my god, we do have a rat problem. People are gonna think we're poor. I'm like, you know what? You have to laugh at that. I have to laugh like, oh my god.
They are
Oh.
they are so sweet and cute and pathetic at times, truly. But they had a little get together, like a housewarming at their new home, and I just felt like this was the beginning of another fight with Anisha and Monica, and it kind of
Hmm.
ruined the housewarming party for me. Um, but whatever.
But shout out to Monica. Monica, I'm gonna give you some props right now. Take it where you
Mhm.
can get it. She's like, they were getting they were getting into it. She said, you know what? Let me talk to you to the side. And then they were able to hash out their differences. Like Monica said how she felt, Anisha said how she felt. Like, can we also shout out Anisha's growth? Can we really like how she's grown?
Yeah.
Because past Anisha would have like just yelled and been mad. And she's like, no, this is where we are. This is how I see it. Okay, I see how you see it. And they came to a resolution. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is what I'm talking about. You know, Monica befriend Anisha. Anisha's been in the game for a minute, so she understands. She gets it. And then they were talking about like, I like the fact that the girls like, not the girls, the ladies like kind of grilled Rich on the timeline. Like, no, dude, like, and they did not let him lie. They're like, no, what did you say last year? And then he's like, no, I said this. And then Monica's like, no, you
And
said something
again,
like 20 years.
lying again. This I have a problem with that. I have
Mm-hmm.
It's just too easy for him to default to lying. I I wouldn't marry that.
No. Mm-mm.
I wouldn't marry
Mm-mm.
that. But she, I hate to say this, but she's coming across as really desperate.
Well,
And you
here's the
look
thing.
at people like Avni and Anisha, and they're a bit older, and you
Yeah.
would think that they would be the desperate ones. but they don't come across that way.
Well, here's the reason. Here's the thing. Monica herself is not a desperation for, how can I put this? Her desperation actually comes from needing approval. She's desperate for approval. She's desperate to be perfect. It's like, and that's the problem. And I've always pointed that out about her. Whereas Anisha has gone through, Anisha's lived, like, she's been in a 12-year relationship. She's started a business and she's trying to keep it afloat. She has, like, what I call, like, that gritty life experience. Like, she had to come home after her relationship ended. You know,
Mhm.
she's gone through obviously the same thing. Obviously gone through some relationships. I think she said she just gone through like some sort of breakup. So they just have more life behind them, and they don't worry about people's approval. Like Anisha's gonna do things her way, the way she
Mhm.
feels fit for her life. Obviously, same way.
I
Monica,
think
not
because
so much.
I think it took Anisha a while, but I think she finally figured out what exactly it was that she wanted and made a determined effort to get what she want. Like if she had like a grocery list and
Mm-hmm.
she checked off everything, and once she found it, that she had all the boxes checked, she was like, nobody's gonna mess this up for me. This is
Mm-hmm.
my this is it. I either roll the dice and get this shit done, or I'm just done with it. And I think she's taken that approach with her personal love life as well as this business. Like she's just
Yes.
rolling the dice on everything and praying that she doesn't crap out. Was that a good gambling term?
Yes, that's the way it is.
I hope I
If
got it
you,
right.
the fact that you said it that way, it makes me think, to add on to what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
She is gambling on herself.
Mm-hmm.
She's not waiting for someone to come with that approval. She's like, I'm going to take a chance on myself, both in my personal and business life, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to work out for her on both fronts. I really do.
Because in the back of her head, she has nothing to lose and everything to gain. So I think this is it for her. And I think she's going to come out winner, winner, chicken dinner. Oh my God. And so they end off the episode back, with the rat crawling through the backyard again. Okay. Next episode, we're going to be like having that rat in a cage or something as a pet. I don't know. This is just really weird. But anyway, that was the episode, y'all. Family Karma, season 3, episode 8, the Auntie Bunch. Did we miss anything in this?
No, we hit on everything.
Okie dokie. Oh, the event space that they were looking at, if that's the SLS property in Miami, that's the money.
Hmm. But I love that. Was it Chitra? She's like, oh, don't worry about it. We're not going to be cheap. I was like,
Chitra want a full bar and food. I'm like,
yes,
Chitra, you don't do that at a fashion
a
show,
fashion
but
show.
I'll show up.
And Anisha's like, Mom, no. Da, da, da. And Chitra's like, well, the stomach doesn't know it's a fashion show. I'm like, well, she does have a point. She did
But
have a
the
point with
fashion show doesn't last that long, though.
that. Well, it depends on how many designers you have.
Right, but you're not gonna have people are gonna lose interest. Like a fashion show could be like anywhere from 10 to 20. I don't even think 20 minutes. But you have like four or five different designers. You don't want them people sitting down there for an hour. No.
Mm-mm. Like I said, it depends on how many designers they have. So,
But I'm very interested in it because they do have a bunch of different designers. They're all from Asia. Um, I'm I'm interested to see what kind of fashions we're gonna get, both for men and women. I'm here for it. I think this is it for her. I think this is it.
agreed.
Yes. All right. That's it. Jamal, any final thoughts?
No, we are good to go.
All right, so meet us back here at the top of the hour, y'all. Thank you for joining us today. And if you have any comments on what you think Monica should do with her life, Leave them in the comment section below. We'd be really interested to hear. Maybe we're seeing this wrong. Maybe we're seeing this from a like further down the road than she is. God. Anyhow, leave us some comments below. Let us know what you think. Join us at the top of the hour. We're going to be talking about another sack of shit. Cody Brown and the Sister Wives. I was a little disappointed.
It well, see, this is like what 3 or 4 parts, so I kind of expected this. I did expect this is part two, but there was one interesting part that I
Mm-hmm.
did. I just almost fell off my chair. So we'll talk about it though. It was to me it was the most interesting part of the show.
Okay. All right. So, guys, come and join us for our discussion on Sister Wives, season 17, part two of the one on ones. Jamal, until next time.
Of course.
Bye.